Hey Internet, my name is Abby and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are back in the Virgin spacecraft, or better the Iron Propulsion spacecraft, and we are flying with Optop Kerman, and he is on his way back home to Kerbin after he visited our asteroid around the moon, because now he is one of the crew members for the Joule exploration, or the exploration of all the Julian moons. And yeah, in this case, he needs to prepare a little bit, he needs to train a little bit, and that's the reason why he's aiming back home. And one additional thing, unfortunately, we will arrive in the dark side, or on the nighttime side of the Kerbin planet. In this case, I hope a little bit, if I increase just a tiny bit my periapsis, that I hopefully make it to the daylight side before I will land on the surface, so that we can have at least a daylight landing, but I'm not quite sure. So I've increased my periapsis to 31 kilometers, and I hope this is good enough. Though in this case we can speed up in time, and yeah, we can aim for Kerbin so that we are arriving back home, and Optop can join his friends in order to prepare his mission up to the Julian moons. Okay, we are now no longer in space, or better, we have reached the atmosphere. Let me retract my solar panels, and let me also aim retrograde, like here, very good. And now, because this will take some time, let me do a little bit physical time acceleration. Oh, look at Optop Kerman, he's smiling, he's enjoying his ride. He knows now I'm coming back home after I visited this asteroid with the risky mission. And yeah, we have now, well, the only good thing of returning back to Kerbin in the nighttime side is that the re-entry effects look more spectacular, and it's just more fiery, or it looks just more amazing when you see the heated plasma going around your spacecraft. But I'm not quite sure. What are we doing here? Well, the Terminator is around here, and I don't think we can really make it. The periapsis itself is also dropping. This means we won't return back to space anymore. So we will definitely have our landing. And let me just check again. It's really hard to see, but I think there is some ocean going on. So we will have a splashdown. And yeah, now the periapsis is decreasing significantly. And in this case here, we will definitely return back to the surface. This is good. And yeah, what else is going on? Okay, now the camera is also shifting around. This means, yeah, we are definitely on a suborbital trajectory. And yeah, it's still a very hot re-entry. But Optop Kerman is apparently quite happy with this. He's okay with this hot re-entry, he's used to it. And yeah, but I don't think that he really can make it up to the sunlight. I think we will have a nighttime splashdown, which is rather unfortunate. But okay, well, the horizon starts to glow a little bit, but I don't think we really can make it with our velocity currently. So no, I think we will have our splashdown in the nighttime side. This is really sad. So what is the trajectory predicting? Yeah, the Terminator is over here, so I don't think that we really can make it up into the daylight. But okay, he can still have his landing. And yeah, but it's getting brighter and brighter. This is cool, this is really cool. And well, the heat won't stop. The heat won't stop with this, for the spacecraft. Maybe we can see a little bit more light. This is interesting. This is really getting interesting. But I don't think so. I don't think so. We are definitely going down. This is good. And then the next step is that also our two cosmonauts currently being on vacation on the moon need also to return back to Kerbin, because they are also scheduled for the upcoming Joule exploration. And yeah, in this case, they have to return as well. And no, I don't think that we can make it anymore back to the sunlight. So let me just speed up and pay good attention to the altimeter, so that I'm not forgetting to pop the parachutes in the right time. And we are at 4 kilometers altitude. Let me pop them now. That lets them pop them. Okay, here we go. parachutes are popped. Let me disable... Oh, this is great, this is great. The top light is again illuminating the parachutes. This is looking amazing, this is great. And yeah, it's hard to see, but yeah, this is ocean underneath us, so we will definitely have a splashdown. And Optop is a little bit concerned about his current situation, but I hope he will understand, or he will start smiling as soon as the parachutes have fully deployed, which should happen now. Okay, well done, well done. And due to the very lightweight spacecraft, it's also a very, very slow descent, only 5.4 meters per second of descent towards the surface. This is really amazing. And here, Optop is smiling, and 5.3 meters. We will have our landing soon. And okay, let's stop the physical time acceleration for the last few meters and splashdown. He returned. Oh, this thing is... No, it's flipping over. He returned from our asteroid. Very nice, very nice. Okay, let's recover this vessel. And what have we got? We have got 0.1 science for a vessel return from orbit around the moon. Well done, 0.1 science. Not bad at all. Okay, now we want to go over to our moon base. So, East Crater Moon Base, because over here are Sidram and Handler crewmen, and I want to return them as well in this episode, so that they can also start their training for the Joule exploration. And here, Handler first. Handler can exit the spacecraft or the moon base at first. Okay, you are on the surface, and over there, Altair 2 is the lander they use to fly up here, and I'm all the time pretty much enjoying this beautiful view over to Kerbal. This is all the time so great to be on the surface of the moon and to see another planet all the time, and this is mostly due to the fact that the moon is tidally locked with Kerbal, and this gives us the opportunity to do this observation, and this is really cool. This is really amazing. Okay, now let's come to a stop, and hopefully you will not run into your lander. Okay, Handler, and landing. Well done. Good job, Handler. Good job. Okay, now put away your control surfaces. Then you can start entering the lander, so that you can prepare already the systems and start booting the computers and make everything ready for your liftoff. Okay, and board. Let me now switch over to this, and Sidram crewman. I think Sidram will be the Kerbonaut being in charge to land on Tylo. And we have also some data we have gathered here with our moon base. And well, I was trying to send back this data as I did the rover moon landing. I did a short rover mission up to the moon base, but no, I wasn't able to use the rover capsule to return back the data, because we need a crewed capsule to store the data. But now it's the time to return back the data from the moon base, and Sidram is in charge of transferring it over to the lander. And here, Sidram, one of my favorite Kerbonauts, will be in charge to do the most risky landing on Tylo, and I hope he can do this in a great fashion and in a great way. And here, this is also how confident I am into my calculations, because if I would have screwed up my calculations, then I would lose Sidram Kerbal, and this would be really unfortunate. So in this case, here, I'm really trusting into my calculations that I've done everything right in preparing the Tylo lander. And now it's the time to take off. Yeah, we want now to return back to space, and then we want to return back to Kerbal. In this case, let me bring out the nav ball, and then we want to ignite our engine. Okay, the engine's very powerful. Let's aim for the 90-degree angle, or for the 90-degree marker. Let's throttle up a bit to gain some altitude for our apoapsis. And Where? Okay, goodbye moon base. There we can see our moon base. It was nice to visit you. It was a nice day there. Okay, this is already high enough to have a nice relaxing vacation. And the next thing is we need now to climb up to our apoapsis. So, okay, in 2 minutes, before we then can do our orbit insertion burn around the moon. I think it was even a little bit too steep from my approach. And now we are climbing up. Down there is our moon base. Goodbye, moon base. It was, as said, nice to meet you. Okay, we are now at the apoapsis and we have even overshot a little bit. So now it's time to throttle way up and to speed up so that we remain in orbit. And 400 meters per second. I think we should have our orbit pretty soon. And where the periapsis over there, 8 kilometers by 24 kilometers. Okay, what can I do to shift the thing a little bit around? 11 by 21, 19 by 13. Okay, this is good enough. So let me just do a short burn over here. Okay, this spacecraft is pretty agile. I am currently more used to the hard to control spacecraft or the interplanetary stages. Okay, we have successfully entered or re-established an orbit around the moon. Now it's time to return back home. In this case, let me just plan a maneuver node for my return flight. Okay, this is a little bit too much. Let me reduce this a little bit, and when I adjust this, I think I can find even a better spot over here. So what do we have? 188. So let me speed up. 131. 64. Oh, 3. 3 is a little bit too close. 31. 31 is exactly what I want. Okay. We have set our course. I can now aim for the maneuver node. And yeah, there we have. We are already over 70 kilometers away from our moon base. And now we can speed up a little bit in time. Oh, this is really a close orbit around the moon. But on the other hand, there is no obstacle, there is no atmosphere, there's nothing at all that can risk our orbit. So in this case, no problem at all for us. And 5 minutes, there we have our visual on Kerbal. We see Kerbal again. This is amazing. And don't overshoot, so make it slow. And okay, over here, very good. And now let's roll up, and I think we can also switch off our landing light. We don't need it anymore. Let's do our burn to return back to Kerbal. And stop right here. Okay, this was a little bit too much. Was it? Yeah, it was too much. Now we are on a collision course. I think I will reduce it a little bit to reduce also the stressful effects of the re-entry on my Kerbal nodes and on the capsule. 10 kilometers, 15, 20, 23. Okay, 31 is good enough. This is good enough. This is a great return, or this is a great altitude to return. Okay, now we are definitely leaving the moon. Sidra and Handler had a great vacation over here, hopefully, and regained some energy after their stressful flights, and they having to deal with the test missions for the landers to make sure that the landers are really working for the dual exploration, and now they can return quite relaxed back to Kerbal. Let's enjoy this view. Okay, goodbye moon. The moon is getting closer, smaller and smaller as we are drifting away from it and as we are approaching Kerbal. I think we can even have a daylight landing. This would be amazing. Okay, now we are getting closer to Kerbal. And let me slow down a bit. What do we have here? Yeah, we will have a daylight landing. This is great. This is really great. And okay, the time warp has stopped. The textures have loaded in, and I can retract my solar panels. Okay, retracting them. And I don't want to aim really for a landing on Kerbal Space Center, because I don't know, I think this is currently yeah, it should be around here shortly before sunrise, so it would be a nighttime landing, and I really don't want to have a nighttime landing in this case. Okay, look at this. Sidram and Handler are smiling. This is amazing. This is really amazing. And yeah, now we can do a little bit more again of physical time acceleration until they experience the re-entry effects, because I'm always amazed by looking at these re-entry effects. These are really cool. And well, at one point I really think I should play with mods, because well, I pretty much like the concept of the deadly re-entry mod, but on the other hand here, as I said, I'm not so much into using mods. I'm more into using the vanilla game and not playing with mods, because often when a new game version is released, mods aren't working anymore and everything comes to a mess. And honestly, I'm a little bit lazy, or I'm not so much into games that I want to install all the time mods and to deal with mods. I just want to say, okay, I've installed the game, I've installed the latest update, let's go for it, let's play it, and don't say, okay, you know, I need to find this mod, I need to wait for an upgraded version of it, and so on and so on. So yeah, in this case, no mods at all for me. But yeah, I still have a lot of things to do, and I still have a lot of exciting things to do. And here we are currently in the thicker part of the atmosphere. This means we won't return back to space. You can see how fast the orbit is decreasing, or our trajectory is decreasing. Now it's only the question, will we make it to the land, or will we splash down in the ocean? This is really a question. But apart from this question, everything worked out well. We even have some fuel left in our lander. This is pretty cool. And here we have still the fiery re-entry effects, and now I think it's hard to estimate. Will we land on the surface, or will we land in the water? Okay, let's speed things up to see where we will arrive. They are still smiling, and here the altitude or the descent is pretty slow currently, but the re-entry effects are still going on. And okay, now the re-entry effects have stopped, and we are coming closer, and we will have a splashdown. This is nice. So let me just slow down a bit and start aiming towards the retrograde vector. And I think it's about the time to pop the parachute, so let me do this. Very good. Okay, now I can also disable SAS, because I don't need it anymore. Now the parachutes are helping me to steer my spacecraft, and it's really refreshing again to see the sunlight again, and to see what is going on and where we are, and so on. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And here, speaking about my crew, as I said, Sidram will be the one who will land on Tylo, and Handler, because Handler is our aviation and atmosphere expert, will sitting in the Lace lander, and he will be in charge of landing on the surface of Lace. So these two Kerbonauts are really the most important ones. They are also my most favorite ones. So they are assigned to the most dangerous missions, and I hope I can return them safely back to Kerbin, because I don't want to lose them, or well, not lose them, but I don't want to have them stuck on a moon, and then I have to launch a rescue mission to return them, because I really don't want to lose them. And yeah, I think my descent velocity is a little bit fast, so let me just ignite the engine for the last few meters. So to slow down a little bit my descent process and my splashdown, and splashdown. This was really a gently splashdown. They flipped over a bit, and okay, they are looking with their window directly to the surface, or to the underwater. Let me have an IVA. Okay, it's just blue. Okay, we don't see so much. So let me now recover the vessel. Okay, what do we have? We have returned 3 sciences, or 3 experiments. I should have read their description, but we have returned 105.4 science. Not bad. Okay, we have the seismic scan from Muon's Midlands. No, we can't read it right now. For 7.3 science, we have the gravity scan from Muon's Midlands again for 7.3 science. We have the surface sample from Muon's Midlands for 30 science. We have the gravity scan from space just above Muon's Highlands. Oh, this is interesting. I completely forgot. I think we have done this as we approached with our vacation lander, and we have the recovery of a vessel returned from the surface of the moon for 0.8 science. So not bad. 105 science for a vacation mission. And this gives us currently a total of 2,920 science. This is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, let's have a short view at our staff. Are there any crazy names? Newsy, Netbin, Denmore, Helbo, Robo sounds cool. Lanfrey, Lusen, Oldman. I think I like to have Robo. Robo sounds really cool for a Kerbal name. Let me have this one again. Okay, we have Sidram, my favorite Kerbonaut. He will, as I said, land on Tylo. Then we have Durdo. Durdo will... I think I will send Durdo to Bob. Bering will land on Pole, probably. Handler, as I said, our atmospheric expert, will land on Lace. And Optop will land on Val. Yeah, and Optop will land on Val. This wraps up my crew. And well, I don't want to do any mission with these orange guys. These orange guys can just go on retirement or anything else. So yeah, and then we have some Kerbonauts left. I don't know what I want to do with them, but I wanted just to save Robo Kerman because his name sounds pretty cool. Maybe at some point I have a nice mission for him. But yeah, so next up will be the launch of our crew up to space with their appropriate lander, so that they can dock to their interplanetary stages and then plan for their mission up to Jewel. In this case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this, and I hope you will be joining me in the next episode when we continue with our space program. Until then, my name is Abby. See you!